Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. Today's whiskey is Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, and today we're going to go over my Pauper Magic the Gathering deck. First, I'll take a sip of this Proper 12. It does have a hint of vanilla, a slight hint of vanilla. Yeah, I'm glad I put the ice in this one. Not sure if this is something I could drink neat, but I do think the ice kind of opens it up. Not sure if this is my favorite whiskey, but we'll see how it kind of opens up with the ice. If I recall correctly, I think, what was his name? Conor McGregor. In fact, I think it's on here. Yeah, the UFC guy, Conor McGregor. I think this was his whiskey at one point, Proper 12. But haven't had it too much. Again, don't know if it's my favorite whiskey, but... yeah, definitely. I know some people like it, just don't know if it's my thing. Today, if you do like Proper 12, please feel free to make a comment in the comment section. If you don't, please feel free to make it so as well. Today I'm going to go over Magic the Gathering Pauper. For those that aren't familiar, Magic the Gathering is a TCG trading card game that's been around for close to 30 years. And Pauper is a format that is all commons. It's a good format to get into because the common cards are typically less expensive, and you can make a very competitive deck for under 50 bucks. So today is my Pauper. It's a red deck. I just call it Red Deck Wins, what everybody else calls it, which is basically an easy to use red deck. We'll start off with the lands. I've got 17 lands. And the bulk of these lands are either beta lands or collector's edition lands. They're just different type. You can use any kind of land in here. These are the lands that are about 30 years older. I'll start off with, I've got 4 lightning bolts, which is just basically does 3 damage. I've got 4 chain lightings. I've got 4 Skewer the Critics, 4 rift bolts, 4 alchemists, and then I've got 4 lava spikes, 4 Ghitu Lavarunner, 4 Searing Blaze, 4 Fireblast, and then 2 Firebolts, Incinates, Rhystic Lighting, and then I've got 2 of these Molten Rains, and then I've got a side deck here, which is your traditional red side deck, which is going to be the red elemental blasts, some Pyroblasts, and then a couple smash to smithereens. So basically the premise of this deck is to basically try and kill the person as quick as you can, which is going to be what you're going to do for any magic. But this is pretty much straight damage. The hope is on turn 1, I'm drawing something that does 3 damage. Then on turn 2, if I could draw 2 things that do 3 damage, that would be 3 damage plus 6 damage, so that means I've done 9 damage. And then on turn 3, depending on what I draw, you can actually do another 3, 6, 9, which would be kind of an ideal draw, so that you're doing that 9 plus 9, and then a Fireblast for 4 to kill them all. So there's a couple combos there, it just kind of depends on what you end up getting. You're not gonna, you would have to basically get that miracle hand to kill him in 3 turns. So turn 1 you're doing 3 damage, turn 2 you're doing 6 damage, so they took a total of 9. Turn 3 you could do 9 damage, so 9 plus 9 is 18, then another 4 is 22. There's a couple different combos in here, but basically the idea of this is I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can straight to the face. So this lightning bolt will do 3 straight damage to any target. The chain lightning will do the same thing, but if somebody's playing a red deck, they have the option to shoot back at this Thermo-Alchemist. Basically what you can do is, for 2 mana I can play him down, but I can tap him to do 1 damage, and then anytime I cast an instant or sorcery, which is the bulk of this deck, I can untap him and tap him. So turn 1 I can do 3 damage. Turn 2, if I don't get something else of direct damage, I can play this card, and then turn 3, for every sorcery instance I play, not only can I tap him to do a point of damage, but he'll untap and I'll tap some more. You've got the Firebolt, which is basically does 3 damage to a creature or player, but it has an option where it's 3 mana to cast it, but if I draw it on that first hand, I can suspend it, meaning that basically it's a way to cheat out that a little bit quicker. You have Skewer the Critics, which gives me the ability to do 3 damage to any target, and then I can actually cheat that out. So there's a couple of ways that I can cheat these things out. The cards that I probably should in here that should really take out this Rhystic Lighting, I don't think that the proper place is in this deck. If somebody has any suggestions with what to replace this Rhystic Lighting with, I would appreciate it. I've got 2 of them in here, and I do have the Firebolts. The Firebolts give you that flashback, so I'm hoping to kind of put those back. The Searing Blaze, I'm not sure if this is a great place or not. It does have the 1 damage to any creature or player, and then it has that landfall, so if I play a land, now it's doing to 3 to a creature or player. So, you know, if I'm playing that 3rd land down, it does have the opportunity to get both that creature and that player. And then with the Lavarunner, as long as I have sorcery cards in here, then it gets that +1 and it has haste. So all my cards, for the most part, are going to be sorceries or instances, so I can really quickly get out there and have a little oomph on it. This other one is the Lava Spike, which does 3 damage to target player. I don't know if that's the best use on this one, but I've got the ability where just direct damage, I've got 3, 6, 9, so there's 12 cards in here that does that. The cards I like in here the most are these Fireblasts. So these Fireblasts are from a set called Vision, and I can either pay 6 mana to cast this spell, or can actually sacrifice 2 mountains. So the kind of nice part of this is turn 1, again, you lightning bolt them for that 3 points. Turn 2, you can do some kind of combination that potentially does another 6 points, so now they have that 9. Turn 3, you're doing a multiple of damage, but then I can sacrifice these mountains, and for those that don't play Magic the Gathering, think of mountains as your resource. So each of these spells that have one particular mountain symbol, it takes 1 land to cast that. You know, 2 would be 2 lands, 3 would be 3 lands, etc. The nice thing about this particular deck is it's all 1 color, and really this deck doesn't require much of thought. It's just kind of basically just do direct damage as quick as I can, as fast as you can. That's a little quick rundown of this particular deck. It is not ideal. I know there's a lot better cards I can put in here to maximize this Pauper deck. For those of you that do play Magic the Gathering and do play Pauper, I would love to hear some cards that you would take out of this. What would you put in? What would you add to the sideboard? Do you agree that Rhystic Lighting just should not be there at all? What cards would you take out? And then let me try this Pauper 12 one more time. You know, I think this would be better as a mixer. It's going to sound silly, but this might be one of those ones, the more you drink, the better it gets, kind of a thing. Not saying it's horrible, I just don't know if it's for me, but I haven't had this in a while. I'll try it tonight and see how it is. Maybe if I let that ice melt in there. I have a feeling that if you mix it, it'll be something good. But I do know a lot of people that really like this whiskey. If you like it, again, please make a like, comment, let me know. I do appreciate everybody watching the video. Please feel free to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, cheers.